Good evening, everyone. This is Fresh Source TV. I'm in here. I want to discuss um, the word subjective, okay, as it relates to the Kanika Jenkins case. I'm going to give you guys an analogy um, about what I mean, and I'm going to read something to you guys about pain, okay, in the medical sense, and then we're going to relate that to vision. And okay, I'll wait for you guys to come in because I'm getting notifications, so I'll wait for you guys to come in. I'm here, guys. I'm waiting on you guys to come in. And the topic of our discussion on this evening is the word subjective, okay? And I'm going to give two analogies as it relates to pain and our vision. And the first one is the analogy about pain, okay? And so pain is a subjective phenomenon that is present when the person who is experiencing it says it is. The person reporting personal discomfort or pain is the most reliable source of information about its location, quality, intensity, onset, precipitating, or aggravating factors and measures that bring relief. Okay, so take for instance, if I go to the doctor and I tell the doctor that my pain level is an 8, and he treats me as though my pain level is a 3. Okay, so he is not considering that I've told him my pain level is actually an 8, and he's treating me as though it is a 3. And so the next analogy I'm going to um, present is, take for instance, you have two people who are just outside enjoying the day, and one person happens to look into the sky and says that he sees Jesus. Whoever's in the chat, can you tell me if you hear me? And so that person says, I see Jesus in the clouds. And he tells you to look up and ask you, do you see it? And you say, no, I don't see Jesus in these clouds. And then, of course, he's going to try to convince you that there is a Jesus in the clouds. So, as it relates to the Kanika Jenkins case, guys, um, I'm seeing a lot of people reposting the shadow men, let me see if I could get this. The shadow men, the killer ice machine, somebody's carrying Kanika, and all that other stuff. But you don't see those things that they see. So, and that's the purpose for this discussion. I want to know how you guys feel about that, um, because I'm one of the people who've never seen anything in the footage. I've never seen anybody carrying Kanika. I've never seen the shadows. I've never seen a fight at the end of the hallway. I just didn't see those things. But is their vision subjective? Um, can one debate or tell them that what they are seeing is not what they're seeing? Simply because you don't see it, is their vision subjective? I'd like to know what you guys think about that. So again, I'm gonna wait until people get in here. Again, the topic of this discussion is vision subjective, like pain? Is vision subjective like pain? If one person sees something that you don't see, is that subjective? Or is it an hallucination? Is it subjective or is it an hallucination? As I've said before, okay, let me see what I could do about that. I have it on one all the way up, so I don't know why it's so low. And I'm scared if I take my earbuds out, then I'll get all of that feedback. But yeah, Chloe, the topic for this discussion is vision subjective like pain? And the analogy that I used is, if someone goes to the doctor and tells the doctor that their pain level is an 8, and the doctor treats them as if their pain level is a 3, that doctor is not taking into consideration what that individual is telling them, because pain is subjective. But is vision also subjective as it relates to the Kenneka Jenkins case? If one person is saying that they see something happening down the hall and another person says, I don't see anything, is that person who is saying they see something down the hall, is their vision subjective or is their vision an hallucination? Is it just a figment of their imagination? Is it an hallucination? I mean, let's talk about it. I need to know how you guys feel, because I'm one of the people who have never seen anything that others have seen in the footage. I haven't seen anybody fighting down the hall. I haven't seen Bree Bree under the table in the kitchen. I haven't seen anybody carrying Kenneka. I haven't seen those things, even though from the still shots, uh, through the edited stuff that was presented, I still didn't see what they were seeing. All I saw was blur. So, I mean, let me know something. Anybody want to come up on the panel? Chloe, would you like to come up on the panel so we can discuss this? I mean, it's a legitimate topic for a discussion, because through the years we've seen a lot, and I've never seen anything that they saw. Anything. Even with the footage that the public presented to us that was edited, I still didn't see what they saw. You say you've had the power of subjective thinking put on you? Well, would you like to talk about it? You can come up here. What is the green screen, boss? I don't know what that is. I don't even know what's going on right here. How do I even have my camera on? I need to stop this. Boss, I don't know how to turn the green screen off. That's what you see in green? Hi, Cassie.
Hey,
Okay, boss is telling me to go to my virtual setting. I don't even know where that is, boss.
go. If are you on your computer?
Yes.
I just learned where this stuff is. At the very bottom, where it says settings, you click that. It should be right next to your share button,
Okay.
and then another screen will pop up, and
Uh,
you'll see it say something about virtual reality, something another.
Virtual background.
Yes.
Okay, I need to click that.
I think he's telling you to turn that off.
How do I turn that off?
Clicking it. Do you have? Does it say that it's on?
Well, boss is saying that it's on.
Well, it does look like you have your the background, the one with
Okay.
the bricks or the brick wall or something.
Okay. Okay, so I don't have anything on it now.
No, right now I'm just seeing your profile, little circle like mine.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't even realized that I had my camera on, even though I was looking at myself. Ain't that crazy? But yeah, that's what I wanted to speak on tonight because I see a lot of people reposting. Yes, the
See, I
footage.
learned how to do that too.
Well, I'm not
Hadn't even
familiar
had a
with all
chance
of
to
that.
tell boss about it yet.
Thank you, boss. Share my screen. Chloe, he may be talking to you. I don't know because I don't have any
No, I
photographs.
didn't have mine on.
I don't have any photographs to show. But if you have photographs to show,
Oh, let
um,
me see. I don't have the chat up here. Let me see what the chat says. I'm sorry. Um, the virtual settings, share your screen. Okay. Um, as far as what you were saying about what I call it the power of suggestion,
hmm
that's what I speak about whenever I see TY's live. Um, because the way that in the beginning when I first saw the live, everybody's saying that, oh, they got Kanika thrown up over somebody's shoulder at the door there. So yes, it's really easy for me to look at it and see it that way now because that's the way that I learned it. But it was nothing more than the power of suggestion of people saying
right,
that's what I was seeing. Now, once I
exactly.
learned better and I saw, for me, it was moving to a bigger screen than just my cell phone, then I could see more clearly that that was not a person. But it's very easy now for me. I can flip back and forth, in my, with my vision and saying, oh, there she is. No, she's not. But you have to use your logical thinking skills to be able to uh, rationalize something sometimes.
But I mean, is it legitimate though? Because I know like certain people within the J4K community, I kind of feel like they really do see what they see, but nobody else sees it. And so that's why I asked the question, is vision subjective? Like pain, you know? Can we say that these people are not seeing what they see
I don't know.
just
I
because
don't know the
someone else
answer to
see
that
it?
because, and I say that because um, once like I said, once I looked at that scene from a different angle, I then realized that that's not what was actually being shown.
Right.
So then I learned that myself. So
I remember
it going back to
posting.
the example you gave with the doctor and the medicine and the level of pain, if I were to have told the doctor that it was a level of 8 and he treated me for a level of 3, and somehow I found out that even though that the pain had gone away, using my own, critical thinking skills, I would have to accept the fact that, okay, well, maybe my pain wasn't as bad as I thought it was, something. But
But
I
if
think that right there is probably more so the problem is whether or not people want to admit that maybe they were looking or thinking things in a different way that wasn't actually
mhm,
correct. I don't know.
I remember posting, and this was a long, long time ago, and I did it purposely because I wanted to see if people would say they saw something. I made a video and I circled something on that video. It was a video of Kanika walking through the kitchen. And I'm telling you immediately people and I simply asked the question, "Do you see what I see?"
Uh
I didn't tell them what I saw. And
huh.
everybody was posting, "I see it. I see it." And I'm telling you, I didn't see
But
anything in
you
that.
never said what it was that you saw.
Absolutely, I didn't say what I saw, but they were seeing things in that video, and there was nothing there. I just wanted to, because at that time people were doing a lot of, like they were editing the videos, and they
Uh huh.
were making it look like, they had a lot of shadows, and they were making things look crazy, you know.
Yeah.
And so, I could never see those things. So I posted that video, and people said they saw something. I don't know what they saw, because I just asked the question, "Do you see what I see?" But it was nothing there.
I don't. How do you say it? It's kind of like each person's perception is reality for that person.
Mhm.
So can you argue that? No, you cannot, because if that's what they believe, there's nothing in the world that you can do to switch that up, because they're just going to keep thinking that you are more crazier for trying to tell them that that's not what they see.
Right.
Um, Now, not that it's our place, but if you really want to figure out, is this person legitimately seeing that, or are they just like the ones that you were saying that they were commenting, yeah, that we see it, that they obviously had to be just going along with whatever it was that you were saying, even though you never said anything.
Right. And so, is that some of what's going on within the
I
community?
think there's a whole lot of that that goes on in this community, and I think if we ever really spoke on it honestly, I think it'd be, we would end up ourselves so depressed about what are we fighting for then, type of thing,
Mhm.
if we actually were to learn the reality of the true numbers of that.
Yeah.
That's
That's
my feelings.
that's do you have any videos that you could pull up, just so we can give an example? Because
I can barely hear you.
I,
What?
I said, do you have any videos of some shadow men or whatever that you could pull up right quick so we can give an
Let me look real
example?
quick. I know I've been working on some things, but let's see. I'll look and see what I got here. I know I got that little video that boss made boss jump, that made me kick my laptop off my bed. I don't think I sent that to you because I didn't want you to have any kind of anxiety attack. But it was a joke type thing, and the lady was had a fishing pole, and she was had a big old rat in the rat trap, and she says, "I think it's dead. I think it's dead," and then it jumps and comes all the way to her face,
Oh,
and
wow.
it was pretty. It looked pretty real. To like I said, I literally kicked my laptop right off my bed. That and I was on live when that happened. And I was like, "Oh my god, let's see." And that's what I first thing I popped that popped up on it says rat on here. Of course, that would be the first thing.
I was just thinking about all the things that, was presented to the J4K community, that, it just, to me, a person with logical thinking, and like you spoke on the other day, being intellectually honest about what's going on within the footage, they wouldn't they wouldn't even
I
believe that stuff. Um, so,
hold on.
and it's just weird to me that they
Yeah,
take that stance. Um,
let me see.
and I believe that's where a lot of the confusion comes in at. And I also believe that the people that are really, really active researching, and the people that know better, um, it kind of aggravates them, because they know better. And then when you have all of these people doing stuff like that, of course you want to come back and say, okay, well, this is incorrect, you know. And so, again, it's all in perception about how people receive the information that you're putting out. And that goes with, I think a lot of times people have a false reality about the people that they deal with. So one person can present something, um, like me. I'm always monotone, you know. Uh, I can level up, but I'm always monotone. Um, and then they might have somebody else who might have a little more aggression in the way they speak. But the aggression is not aggressive, it's just the way they speak. And so sometimes people misunderstand others. That's why it's good to, and I'm like that. I'm like that. I always, for myself, I like to get to know a person. I told you before, I'm a person of words. Um, I always listen to what people say, and I believe what they say. It doesn't matter how they say it. If they say something that is out of line, like it really, really throws me off, and then I won't be able to rock with them like like I did before because you absolutely you're showing me who you are, um, and to me, anybody that could present information that they know is misinformation within this J4K um, and think that it's okay. I have a problem with that. I know that I can't do anything about it, but I do have a problem with it. And I do have a problem with others trying to make the, I'm just going to say, can you hear me, Chloe?
Barely, barely, barely. Like I'm leaning all the way towards my speaker on my laptop, but I don't know if it's my laptop or not. That's why I was asking him.
I don't know what else to do. I'm scared if I take these earbuds out, I'm gonna get that feedback.
Okay, yeah, that's why I was asking him because I didn't know if it was just for me throwing, kicking my damn laptop around or not.
Because I'm all the way at 100, y'all.
Is boss, is my volume the same like hers or no?
Now I hear you fine through my earbuds, loud and clear. But you're saying you can't hear me.
I'm a lot of time I'm really like straining to hear what you're saying.
Okay, I'm gonna try taking these earbuds out. Let me know if you
But I
can.
mean, if
Hold on, let me check it out.
do
Can you
you
hear me
have
better
a
now?
okay? Wait. Close your YouTube tab.
My YouTube tab?
Yes.
It's not open. I'm just on StreamYard. Can you hear me?
I hear you, but I also got echo back
I don't know what that
on
issue is.
your
That
browser. What tabs do you have
I'm good
open?
now, boss. Can you hear me fine, Chloe?
You sound fine, but when I speak now, it echoes back.
Okay. So let me see something. I, I guess I'll have to mute my mic.
Well, okay. What tabs do you have open besides StreamYard?
None. I'm only on StreamYard.
Okay, on the settings, did you do anything with the audio settings? Because I know there's a thing that says something about echo.
Let me see. No.
Okay,
Should I click on echo cancellation?
I don't know. Um, boss knows more about that than I do. Go ahead and try it and see what happens. See if that works better.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I hear you perfect, and I'm not echoing anymore.
Okay, so it was on
Perfect.
echo cancellation.
I hear your little friend too now.
Yes. She's a mess. She hurt her leg yesterday. Now she's crying every time she moves the wrong way.
Oh, okay. Now it's set up. It sounds
Okay,
good now.
good. Yeah, and so I was saying that when 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 these people present that type of information, it causes people who really do the hard research in the case to become, it makes you feel some type of way. And so you try to come back and you try to post a video to correct the information. And again, I was saying that a lot of times people have misunderstanding about others. Okay, that's why it's good to get to know a person's personality entirely,
True.
because I'm like I said, I'm always monotone, but I can level up. And then they have some people who speak with a little aggression in their voices, but they're not aggressive people. And so that comes across as they may be attacking others when they present their information. In reality, it's not that. It's just the way that person speaks. It's all about perception again. And I'm also one who believes in, you know, the truth. So when I hear somebody speaking truth, I gravitate to it. I'm not one who's going to gravitate to the things that I know are not accurate and truthful, just because others, tend to defend that falsehood. To me, that's deceptive.
Yes,
That is a deceptive nature, and it adds more confusion to the community. And so that's why I ask the question: is vision subjective, like pain?
I would have to say I believe so.
Okay.
But is everybody that's claiming to see something, are they really seeing it, or are they just joining the crowd?
Right. And
That's a
that's
that's a different story.
and that's basically my point, because I said earlier, I'm one who never saw anything that they said they were seeing, and I tried desperately to see these things.
Yeah, I
I
did.
could
There was
never.
a lot of stuff I tried to see that I couldn't see.
I
Yeah,
could, I could never see it. I never saw Bree Bree under the table. I
yeah.
never saw. It doesn't look like anybody is fighting down the hall to me. You
And
know, I,
there was
it
another
doesn't.
one by that big black fan. They kept saying that
The
they saw
fan.
people around there, and I could say this with my cell phone, I could almost, kind of, sort of see something, but I don't really know what. But again, that you got to we need to remember back in 2017, um, when the case file was given out and the footage was given out to the public, it was not intended for cell phones.
Right.
It was intended for computers, which is why the first, what was it, 2 hours or whatever that they had released it, they had gotten such an overwhelming calls saying that they couldn't, people couldn't access different parts of the case file. And that's what it boiled back down to, is because the programs were not meant for mobile
Yeah.
devices.
Yeah.
And you know, so again, that to me, and now my way of thinking, I will admit, is way different than most people. But to me, that kind of gave me a clue up, that thinking, okay, well, maybe you're not supposed to be watching it on the cell phone. And at the time, I didn't have the internet on my laptop. So what I was doing was I would screen record with my cell phone
Hmm.
and transfer it to my PlayStation so I could watch it on the TV.
Right.
I was doing a whole lot of different things like that, just so I could see if I could see what they were seeing versus, different things or whatnot.
I spent countless hours trying to see um, what they were seeing. And eventually, what ended up happening for me is that when I saw that behavior became consistent with them, and then the way they spoke started to
Okay,
change,
this will be a short one. There's
Oh,
a
hold on.
video going around right now.
it led me to,
As you look, if you're
stop
going to look at,
following these people, because I felt like they were being deceptive.
Yeah. And I guess, really, I don't know. This is just my personal feeling. I don't know any good or any harm would come out of trying to figure out
I don't know why I have this like that.
a person, if they're really seeing this, or if they're just doing the tag along cheerleading type thing. Because for me, it's like I feel like I'm putting out the same message either way. Now, if it becomes where I become the subject of an attack because of that, then that's a different story. And I might, go into saying, well, you're just making it up or whatever, because I know that person specifically.
Right.
But as far as for the whole community as a whole, in general, I don't know that we even hooking them up to lie detector tests. I don't know if we'd really get a true answer. And even if we do, what's it going to really serve? I don't know, because if they're going to deny it, they're going to deny it, and it's irrelevant to try to push it to make them admit it.
And then they probably would pass the lie detector test because they've been speaking on it so long until probably they've made themselves believe that what they're saying is true.
Maybe so. Now I found one of the little video clips that you were asking about with the shadow men, which is the one I was trying to find the other day when I went live, and I couldn't find it, and all of a sudden, bam, it popped up pretty quickly here. It's the one where Kanika's down in the lower level bathroom hallway, where people were trying to say, that there's somebody holding on to her. Now we've had people saying that she's being carried. We've had people saying that she's being coerced. We've had people saying that she's being pushed. We've had people saying she's being pulled. I guess it just depends on which version of whoever you're talking to at the time. It took me learning that there was nobody there. It was just people making copies. If I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they didn't deliberately edit anything, it's still making copies of copies of copies. They ended up creating the shadow people themselves.
Right.
But I can show that video. Look, it's only about a minute long. Let's see.
Okay. And after the video plays, I'll tell you guys what I really, really have a problem with within that footage. And I'm going to speak on it because it really caused me to think. And it was somebody had posted something that I had said. So I went back and I watched it. And I'm like, yeah, this really I didn't felt like it made sense then. And I don't feel like it makes sense to me now. So I'd like to discuss that with you guys as well.
Okay. Now this is from Gray Hughes's.
Can I blow this up? Yeah, right here, huh?
I can't see your screen right now since I'm over here, but let me turn his audio back on there, and I'll just let him describe it. Even though I know he's not everybody's favorite, he's certainly far from my favorite, but he's got a point here.
Okay,
this will be a short one. There's a video going around right now that has you look up here and go, look at that. It looks like a totally different person. Well, yeah, because the video's scrunched down. They use this. This is exactly lined up to the exact second in time. Okay. So here's the real footage behind. Here's this one. They scrunched it down and they darkened it up, the contrast, so that it looked really dark in there. Okay. And then they also claim that there's a glitch because they skipped forward. Well, yeah, maybe in the video that you're using to analyze, somebody screwed with it because they obviously did.
Okay, let me pause right there real quick. If you notice these lines going up and down right here on this video, and I'm sure you remember this video because that's where she walks across here and she disappears and whatever.
Yeah.
These lines here, that's from somebody holding their cell phone in front of another screen, whether it was the TV or a computer, whatever, or another mobile device, whatever it was is irrelevant. Because when you do that, you will pick up weird looking lines across the screen.
Yeah.
So again, even what he's showing here is actually a screen recording. It's not the actual footage, but he's doing that just to show the difference. Whereas I could pull the whole actual footage up. I can't zoom in on it through the footage at that, like that. So I understand why he did it, why he did the screen recording so that he could zoom in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically, this guy, I remember it was like, look, when she steps on that red line, when she steps on that, I remember that thing. It drove me crazy.
Okay, but look at the video on the right now. Okay, I'm gonna play it at real time. Okay, that's the exact same shot. Now I'm gonna play it. All right. Let's see. Well, if I can get the damn things actually. Okay, there you go. So let's put it back at the start, and then I'm gonna hit play. And look, there's no glitch at all. She puts her foot down right where he says, "Oh, the red line." You know, it's completely smooth. Here is the original. See how it gets? She's in the shadow right there. So they darkened it up to make it look like something creepy's going on.
And I'll say this: I don't know if they darkened it up or not. I do know holding that one device over another device will make it look darker as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say whether it was purposely done or not, it's just like with the Miranda and them. I don't think that they purposely picked up the reflection of the people hopping around behind them, but it still happens. It happens. Yeah.
If you look over here, look how dark that is. They also, again, they scrunch the image. And so when I hit play, there's no glitching. It's smooth. It's a smooth video. Okay, so that's a real short one, but can I nip all the?
And also, they on this one here, they slowed it down. But again, it was a recording of a recording of a recording of a recording. And I always refer back to there's a YouTube video out on YouTube that shows where this man did an experiment with taking his YouTube video and downloading it and then re-uploading that downloaded copy, not the original, but that downloaded copy, and how he did it so many times. Now that's without putting a device over a device, just using that video, and how it got way worse in difference than these two are. So that's what people need to understand. And my other big pet peeve right now is people are not understanding the difference between a video and footage. And like he said, this is the video. At least he said that correctly, because that's what it is. It's a video and it's not footage. It's a video of the footage.
If I remember correctly, in the darkened photograph of Kanika walking down the hall, this one right here, right in this area, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but they were saying that was a dog. I believe they said it was a Chihuahua.
When they were saying, somebody was saying there was a dog. Yeah, I don't remember what kind of dog, but they were right here. That she's holding a dog right here.
Yes, right here, a little more up towards in the middle. That part right there. Yes.
Okay. See, I heard that this right here was a dog like one of those little purse dogs that the rich people carry around. But I can see the little head here. It's a Chihuahua spider monkey head.
Yeah, they said it was a Chihuahua.
I see it.
And I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I know this is probably her breast or something,
Actually, if you look, her other, I don't know if it's her other arm. I'd have to back it up to see where it is. But that's all you got to do is take. That's why you shouldn't just go off of screenshots. But yeah, it is her hand. Look, see her hand? No, it's already up there. Yeah. It's her chest. Look.
It's her chest, yeah. Because I believe at that point.
I mean, because if you follow it like this, what are you saying? That there's an alien popping out like in the movie? Because literally she's not holding on to the dog. So this must be an alien head just popping out of her chest.
And it was just so much that was being said. And it's like, okay, I never saw any of it. I didn't see it. I didn't see the people popping up behind here, behind that. What is that?
No, I didn't even. Now I can say this: when she goes to the water fountain and she comes back, and it looks like she's being pulled. Her body makes a gesture as if she were to be pulled backwards a little bit. I have to say, that is one thing that I think I was on the phone with Shamika B at the time, but I was still working with my first research partner. I literally had the 75-inch TV in the living room, and I had it hooked up to my laptop then, because by then I learned how to hook all that up. And so I'm playing it from my laptop on the TV, and I'm trying to tell B, and I got this, my cell phone is being held in front of the screen on the TV, trying to show B, that type of thing, because there is nothing that is shown being, holding on to her. The other one was when she came out of the men's restroom, her arm kind of drags and her hand drags on the wall. I had to prove to myself whether or not that was somebody holding on to her or not. And that's how I discovered that it was actually her own arm, because I
Yeah.
thought that it was somebody grabbing her. That goes to how much do you really want to know the truth? Are you willing to take that extra step and follow through with the research or not?
Yeah.
And do you have the means to?
Right.
Because I've actually had people contact me that don't have the means to, and they said, will you check into this and let me know, because I don't have a laptop or a computer that I can actually, check it myself or whatever. And I've done it for them,
Mm-hmm.
So that made me feel like that person, they really wanted to know, they just didn't have the means,
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like
No.
anybody can turn a screenshot of anything into anything if they don't play the footage with it.
Yeah.
That's done all the time.
What I can say that I truly have a problem with is the footage of her walking in the hallway when she gets off the elevator. When she gets off the elevator, she walks down the hallway, and then she ends up in the kitchen. Okay, and then there's another piece of footage that they gave us when she walked through the hallway where that infamous clock is. Okay, so now the problem that I have with that is that I don't believe that it's in the order that they present it to us.
And that's something I spoke on the other day. I the way that I said it was, if the footage was given to us in pieces without any timestamps,
Mm-hmm.
and these pieces, we were asked to put them together in sequence like a puzzle, I would not have put them in the order that we have them in, going by the timestamps. But
Right.
because of what I know with the timestamps, until we can prove differently that the embedded internet timestamp can be changed or not, for me personally, that's why I have to go with what it is. Now, if it bugs me enough, I need to then take that a step further and let me see what is it going to take for me to be able to prove this. And
Right.
honestly, what that's going to take is some money and going to experts and stuff,
So it is in chronological order the way they gave it to us.
according to the embedded timestamp from the internet. Yes.
But from what we see, from what we actually see, it doesn't appear to be that would be the right order.
And
Because
I say that because of like her hair being messed up and
yeah,
just things like that. Yeah.
yeah. Because I mean, if they want us to believe that she walked in that kitchen looking the way she did, all pristine, and then you have the footage of her not looking that way before she enters that kitchen, that's a problem.
Yes.
That truly is a problem.
And I'm pulling up the little short clips of her walking around. So I'll screen share with that in a second.
know,
Let me get them
Yeah,
all.
when she walks in that kitchen where she is ultimately found in the freezer, she's too neat and too clean to say that she was found in the freezer looking the way that she did. Um, it appears that she looks the way they found her in the freezer is the way she's looking when she walked down the hallway and in that other kitchen.
Uh-huh.
She
looks more like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
she looks
her hair is
more like
laying
that.
flat. Yes.
So I mean, and then it leads you to think, but again, you can't be 100% of saying this is a fact, because we just can't do that. We don't have enough evidence to prove that.
We don't have the forensic science behind us.
Exactly,
to prove that.
exactly. But it leads you to think that something happened to her. It's not in that order. It leads me to think that something happened to her when she went in that kitchen where that fan is and that infamous clock. because that's her worst look at that point,
Yes.
you know. But the way she looks before she allegedly enters that freezer, where there's no footage of her actually entering it, it doesn't fit. You know, her
Yes.
the way she looks doesn't fit with how they found her and how she looks when they found her.
I agree with that.
To me,
Yes.
it's in reverse. But again, we can't. This is only an observation and a speculation. It's an opinion. An opinion. This is not a fact. This is just something that I think. You know. So I just want to be clear on that, because I can't prove it. I can't say that it's a fact. And I
Yes.
think that's where a lot of people get caught up in. They're presenting things as fact when they can't prove it.
Hmm.
You know, and
And that's something that I used to tell people in the beginning, early on, that um, if you make up a story, and let me just come up with some example, that Mike did this and that, and in the end, years down the road, if we discover that, yes, okay, it's proven that Mike did do this or that, what I told this person, and I know they got upset, but I it's still the truth. I said, it doesn't matter if the end result turned out to be the truth. At this point right now, you don't have the proof of that. So therefore, you are no different of
right,
a liar than what you're accusing the hotel and everybody else to be, because you are,
exactly,
just because you feel it in your belly, that does not make it a fact.
exactly. Now another
I
thing
don't
that,
know if they truly understood what I was saying, but you know,
yeah, yeah, but I mean that's how they present the information, and I just think that they should be more mindful about how they present the information
yes.
without
I don't
research.
know if they care. I
I,
mean, it sounds ugly, but I really, I just don't know if they do care or not. Okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna share these. I've only got 4 little ones pulled up of the footage. Um, the first one is the food court hall, and
okay,
then we'll go to the elevator, as far as her, to be able to look at her appearance. Let me see if I can
right,
really big here.
you know, and I would say that this is definitely Kanika Jenkins.
Yes. Now let me get the other one. The next one. There we go. And even in the beginning with this one here, I used to think that I saw people in here until I got to a bigger screen.
Right.
A small screen will play tricks with you, with your
And
eyes.
there's nobody in that
It's not.
elevator with
No,
her.
they're just not. I mean, as much as we may want to make there be somebody, they're just not there.
Right.
All right, let's see the next one. Oops, wrong one. The West Hall. There we go. I remember holding my cell phone over my tablet to try to get the timestamps before the
Mhm.
footage was released to us in the public.
Mhm.
But I never ever presented that recording like that, because
And see,
it was
and then
not. It was just wasn't right. I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't right.
so in the West Hall video right here,
Uh huh.
footage right here, this is before she walked into the kitchen,
Any
right?
of the kitchens, correct?
Okay. And so that's a perfect example of what I'm trying to say. When I
Exactly.
say that she looks, I mean, her appearance is totally out of order versus when she walks through that kitchen where they want us to believe she was ultimately found dead in that freezer. It doesn't fit there.
I'm gonna pull up a couple examples and just freeze frame them side by side. Let me try that. Come on. This thing is not listening to me. Okay. Pulling out the elevator one back up.
Okay.
There we go. Pause that one and then hold on.
Get him here.
Let me see. Got that one, and then let me get that West Hall.
Okay.
Bu- 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 Mm, mm. And then I'll share my whole screen. Let's see, run it anyway. Okay, come back over there to you.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Let's see. So this one's last. And then this one would be second. And this one would be third. All right. I don't know how them people get 6 screens on one without, they have to be recording it. Because I learned how to do it when I was recording it. I just shrunk it down, but I can't do it live like this. But if we look at her here and how her hair is presented, you know, to me, I'd say 90 to 95% of her hair is still flat.
Right.
It might have a little bitty tiny bit of body at the top, but for the most part, it's still flat.
Right.
Okay. Then we have the second one is the West Hall. Now, to me, the West Hall is like if she already got some humidity happening in her hair.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe not sopping wet humidity, but some sort of moisture around the tops and the edges type thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know that just simply from having a lot of body in my hair. See how it looks almost like, and
It's puffing up like.
yeah, I don't think that's just because of it being shiny. Then you got your bathroom hallway. Which I think for the most part, it appears flat, but at the same time, she is fiddling with it a lot. And we know that by fiddling with it, it's not going to stay flat.
Right.
Let me speed her up here. Let me see. When she comes back out of this bathroom, I'll show you what I'm talking about with that hand dragging. If I catch it, if I don't, I'm just going to keep it moving because.
Okay.
See right here?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like, see, somebody's grabbing her. And it wasn't until I put it up on the TV
That you saw it wasn't.
frame by frame, and I realized, okay, that's her own hand and her own arm.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there goes.
Yeah. So that's why, you know, that's how I was able to find out for myself, because literally I was about to tell the world, look, they grabbed her. And I ended up, if you want to say, debunking myself.
Right.
And the same thing, you know, when she comes back right here, you know, I've never seen anything there grabbing at her. So if there was somebody grabbing at her, then we would have to be able to prove that they had the tools to be able to do that. Now, I saw a video the other day showing that a computer software program that takes people out of the videos and blah, 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 blah. And I went and I researched it. It's called Adobe Cloak or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But again, that's a video. That's not surveillance footage in an exe format.
Right.
That is what the big differences are. And then you got her here where her hair looks bone flat again.
Exactly.
I don't think there's any puppiness anywhere on her hair here.
That's my point. I don't understand that.
Now, I will say this. Let me back her up a little bit. And we've all seen the screenshots of the lower level bathroom hall where people try to show that her hair was way shorter and then way longer.
Yeah.
It happens a little bit here too. I've never had extensions or weaves or wigs, but it's my understanding when they add these things to your hair that they come in different lengths, and so therefore it's going to be different thicknesses. And like right here, these longer pieces, the hair appears to be more thinned out than up here where the shorter pieces are, because it makes it look more thicker.
Right.
And what happened, what I had to show people, which they still don't want to believe it, but her hair's not short there. It's just the way the lighting is catching it as she's walking.
Exactly. You can see it perfectly here. What's happening with the hair?
Yeah. But if people, I learned a long time ago, like 2018, if people are going to keep insisting on that, what do you call it? The narrative that, oh no, that's so and so because her hair's all short looking, whatever. You just gotta walk away from them then, because let me see. Let me slow this down, and then I'll back it up, because it happens right there where she bounces off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, as I click it frame by frame, you'll see her hair is going to swing down by her butt. But when she hits that lighting right in there, right there, see how it looks real short? It looks shorter, yes. It looks like it's cut straight across.
Right.
So the people will pass around just that screenshot and say, see, it was an actor filled in for Kanika. But they won't acknowledge that, play the footage through. And when people do that to me, like I said, that's where I have to just say, okay, you're determined to make it be something it's not.
Right.
Now, can we compare and say, okay, well, Cassie, how do you know so-and-so's not right? And then that's just the edit that they screwed up. Well, because of the research I've done, I feel like if you're saying that they had the money and the power and the means to go through this, and this for the edits, why would they leave this, and this as a oops, I missed that?
Yeah.
That doesn't rationalize in my head. But specifically for this bathroom hallway footage, this is the one footage people don't understand they didn't need to have. Because if you look at the way that she came down, the elevators are over here. She walked up that ramp. She walked up that hall, sliding on that wall. Then she started coming down this way, and the West Hall is over here. Then she went through the lower level, the kitchens, and then she came back out, and she come this way before she decided to turn around and go back. And they say she goes up those stairs. So in essence, if people were really grabbing her and doing whatever to her in this hallway, this whole camera could have been deleted and nobody could say any different, because after she went through the West Hall and went through the lower level kitchens, they could have just said, hey, she went straight upstairs.
Yeah.
They could have easily said,
omitted
this and just omitted this whole camera. Mm-hmm. So for me, that's why I'm satisfied with saying at least this hallway footage, I don't believe that there's anything crazy going on. I believe that it does appear things because of the lighting. And a perfect example is the lighting here and the way the camera's setting up top, the way it is. You can't see the exit sign,
No.
but there's an exit sign right here. The back of it.
Okay.
Like if you were coming towards this way, there's one of those red exit signs because, you know, this is supposed to be an exit out this way, I guess, or whatever. And the back side of it is painted the same color as the walls. So it blends in. And the only way that I was able to prove that was to pull up the photographs, because that's standing at floor level. You know, if I go back and I pull that up in from the case file, then you can see the exit sign. Let me see. Let me get to that hallway real quick. Because looking at that footage, we would all swear up and down there's no exit sign there.
Right.
Okay. See it now?
Yeah.
That's the difference. Because
can
that
also
camera
see
sits
whatever-
up in this corner, so it's pointed at a downward angle also. So that gives a different viewing.
Right.
You know? Even let's see these speaker looking things. Let's see. See, we don't even, well, I guess you can kind of see it right here on the footage. But also, if you look at the placement of these pictures versus the footage, in the footage, it looks like it's almost right at the doorway of the men's restroom.
Right.
It's the angle. And then if you actually jump over to, let me see.
The angle of the camera.
Yeah,
positioning of the camera.
the surveillance camera.
Mm-hmm.
Jump back to, there's another picture where it's from the opposite end. Let me see. Where they're coming back, where they're facing the direction that she was walking in. Let me see. And those pictures on the wall look so far away. Where are they at? Might be in the other set. Yeah, they're in the other set. But either way, still, y'all understand what I'm saying, you know?
Yeah.
You have to, you really, whether we like it or not, we have to take those things into consideration. You know? So does that mean, okay, that proves that things are edited out? No, it doesn't prove that things are edited out. It proves that using logical critical thinking skills, that when you have a camera sitting up here at the ceiling level, pointed and angled downward this way, that is why this appears to be closer over here. That's why you don't pick up a lot of this other stuff over here, and why this exit sign actually blends in with this wall and the shadows.
Right.
That's all it is. And the more you research, for me, the more I research, the sadder or more depressed, whatever you want to call it, I would get, because it's like, is everything I thought was not real?
Right.
I debunked myself more, believe it or not, I debunked myself more times than I've debunked anybody in the public.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't put it all out there, because before I spoke on anything, I wanted to look at it from every which way possible, every angle possible, so that I was putting out what was the most accurate information. I didn't want to have somebody believe something that I said that was false.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it just goes back to character and morals. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it is. I mean, if you look at this from here, okay, look, the reflection of the railing on these photos, it almost looks like it's flat straight across. This railing here.
Yeah.
See, and on the footage, it's not like that. On the footage, it's see
at the top.
It's just a difference of the angle of the camera, the person with the camera. Same thing with the footage in the kitchen, the upstairs kitchen. You know, where you're looking at the footage, that camera's up here at the ceiling. When the cops walk through taking pictures, they're down here on the floor level. That's why things are going to appear a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even these back here, if you look at the photograph, it may not appear that there's such a big inset like there actually is. There's actually like about, I don't know, 18 to 24 inch inset in this doorway here.
I see it.
You can tell it better, maybe here, especially on Miranda Morgan's. You could really tell it there because you got people jumping in and out. But that's what finally clicked in my brain. Wait a minute, how are they jumping in and out of the wall? Because the hinges are right here, so you can't say the door is cracked open when the hinges to the door is right here. You know, I don't know. It goes, you know, so again, if it's somebody's perception, that's their reality. So what can you tell that person?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't want to offend them and say you're a liar, you're wrong, but at the same token, like you said earlier, you got to kind of know the person a little bit and choose your words carefully. And as you're presenting evidence to them, if they are bulking up to everything that you're showing them, that's going to start telling you whether or not you could have Jesus Christ come down and tell them something, whether or not they're going to believe it.
Yeah.
You know,
and you know, yeah. When you know, try to give them accurate information, and then they reject it by attacks. You know,
yeah,
attacking you. I think that's where a lot of the confusion comes in, because when you ask a public question and then you get an individual to respond to you, and then you start doing crazy stuff towards that individual, then you cause them to react. You know, now they have a choice of whether they want to react or not. But 9 times out of 10, that person is going to react, especially if somebody is, you know, painting their character in a way that is not who they are.
yeah.
So,
And it could be one day. Let's say like it's like you tend to be one that does not react or jump to quick reaction. But if you were to see something or hear something, and maybe you just had a bad day or an off day or something, you might then do something out of character and jump quickly. And it doesn't make you a bad person or whatever. It just, y'all, guess what? Y'all caught her on the wrong day. You know, that's my way of thinking. If somebody that doesn't like you for whatever reason, if they were to describe it, they're going to describe it differently. They're going to say, see, I told y'all, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can't, you know, I even though against popular belief, I really do believe that we cannot fix the world.
No.
You know, people say that I try to, or I think I can. No, I don't. I really don't.
We can only fix ourselves, make ourselves better. You know,
I can only present what's out there. If you choose to step on it and keep going, or you choose to pick it up and learn it, that's on you. If you choose to say, oh, wait a minute, Cassie, I don't think that that's accurate, and let me show you why I don't think that's accurate, I'm always open ears.
Mm-hmm.
Whether people want to believe that or not, that's on them. That's their loss if they think differently. But I'm always on open ears because I want to know if like I said, if I am putting out something that's not accurate, I want to know so that I can make corrections to my errors.
Exactly.
But you know, you just telling me you're wrong, you're stupid. No, I'm not gonna. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna believe that. You know, and you know, just be an adult. And even at the end of it, if we don't agree, that's fine. I've said it a million times. Just walk away. That's all we got to do. Like some people say, agree to disagree. Whichever way you want to phrase it, that's fine. You know, for me, I just say, okay, walk away. You don't have to walk away.
But you know,
name type thing.
A lot of it is to, you have certain channel holders who They use certain people as clickbait. So they tend to call out these people names and they make videos about these people when their channels are not getting enough views or whatever they feel is happening on their end. And they know if they call out certain people names, they'll get some more views, clicks
Yeah,
and views and likes. And basically, to me, uh, it's fake beef on their part. I don't think they really have anything against you. I just and I'm saying the word you in general.
yeah.
I'm not speaking of you specifically.
Okay.
Um, they're just using your name because they know your name brings them views.
Well, I think anybody calling anybody's name would probably do that because you got so many people in the community that are looking for that drama.
They are, and
So
but,
no,
but
even if it's two names that maybe nobody's ever even heard of, if it
mhm.
just looks like it might be some kind of action or drama, those types of people are gonna uh, uh gradually go
Mhm.
gravitate towards that because that's what
And,
they're looking for. That's what they want to see.
and I liken that as to somebody knocking on my door to the residence where I live at in my house. So if somebody knocks on my door at my house while I'm doing what I want to do in my house, I could open my door and speak to them through the screen door
That's
and
true.
let them know how I feel. But then if they continue to knock on my door at my residence, at my house where I live at, and I decide to open up the door for them, well, then they get what they get because they are invading my space.
That's true. That's
They're
true.
invading my space at my house, at my residence where I live at, where I can do whatever in the hell I want to do at this residence.
That's true. And never thought about it that way because there's probably always going to be somebody knocking at people's doors, and
So, I
you
mean,
can try to ignore
can,
it too.
can
And after a
anybody
while,
get
you might
mad at the next person for doing what they want to do at their house?
know.
No,
But it kind of
absolutely
reminds me
not.
of back in the day when everybody had house phones, and the phone would ring, and nobody would answer it, and it would get irritating.
Hmm.
And or I was when I was at the store the other day. This man, he knew who was calling on his cell phone. He didn't want to answer them, and it just rang and rang. And there was two people in line in front of me, and until the person directly in front of me, it was their turn. The guy finally had left out of the store, and it was like that that other person that was in front of me. He says, "I didn't think that man was ever going to leave," because it was irritating,
Hmm.
So I could see somebody if you ignore that knock at your door, but it got irritating, and then finally you open that door, and what the hell do you want?
Exactly. Exactly. You know, and they dare not come to my house and try to attack my children or my family members because it now you taking this to another level. You
True.
understand what I'm saying?
I understand that. Yeah.
So, so don't don't get upset if I come for you or if I open my door for you after I've been talking to you from the screen door for so long and you chose not to leave off of my property. Don't be upset by what you get if you get something that you wasn't expecting from me.
That's true. I mean, and that works both ways because I can say from my own experience, if I open that door, I'm taking a chance on somebody saying something to me that I wasn't expecting.
Absolutely.
My husband used to say all the time, he says, when people would call him with the number where it says unknown, it was blocked, he would not answer it because he says, what if they tell me something I don't like? I can't call them back and say nothing back to them.
Hmm.
So he just wouldn't answer it. So it does work both ways.
Hmm.
But, again, for me, at the end of the day, if I can lay my head on my pillow and I'm okay,
Hmm.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
And if you're not laying your head on my pillow with me, then I don't have to worry about if you're okay. If I choose to worry about you being okay or not, because I care about you, if I made a friendship with somebody or whatever, that's different.
Yeah.
But otherwise, okay.
Yeah. I don't think anybody came into this community to make enemies or, none of that stuff. It just some kind of way got out of hand. Um, I was looking through my folders and stuff, and all of the screenshots going back years ago. I hadn't realized that, when I was in the groups, you know how I am, Cassie.
Yeah.
Uh, I like to understand another person's point of view. So if somebody would post something, I wasn't challenging their belief, but I wanted to know where they were coming from. And
And
because I spoke the way I spoke, man, I got a lot of backlash because people thought that I was challenging them. No,
exactly. I got a lot of people telling me that
ugh,
you just want to argue. No, I'm
no.
trying to understand your angle.
Yeah, I wanna know why you feel the way you feel. If you explain that to me, you might make me change my perception about what I feel. But they
Yes.
didn't look at it like that. They just thought it was all attacks, and that's why I decided to get out of most of those groups because I understood it was nothing but drama. You know, a lot of people in the groups are not there for Kanika; they're just there for the drama.
It's
The
it's
content is no longer about Kanika; it's about going back and forth with other people.
it's a lot of that, yes.
It's a lot of that, and to me, that don't make sense. I don't have time for that kind of
And right
stuff.
now there's a new big wave of new people I think is coming through.
I know.
And so, the cycle starts again where you got to start all over from scratch. Okay, nope, that person was never there. Herman Tolliver, no, no, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Um, it would be great if there was more. What's the proper word? They used to call it? They used to have the label on the Facebook groups. They would label them a founding member, like the
Hmm.
first 100 people that was in a group when it first got started, type thing.
Right.
If there's more founding members of this community willing to speak up and help out with spreading the truth. But at the same token, I kind of understand why there's not. I mean, generally you got life going on, so they don't have time for it a lot of times too. But
Yeah.
also, it's a lot of times it's not worth it
It's not.
because of the
It's
harassment and the aggravation. I mean, look at Shamika
it's
B. Poor Shamika B. Right now, she just past weekend she had strangers from the West Coast calling her mother on the East Coast, and her mother's not on social media, but yet they found out her name and her phone number to call her and harass her.
oh wow. You see, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. They take that stuff too far. They
Way
take
too
it
far,
way
and they're
too
going to
far.
stand back and say, well, you asked for how did she ask for? There's no way that you could say that was asked for by
No,
nobody. These people are
no,
not even in this community. So if anything B may or may not have said to upset you, it had nothing to do with her mother.
exactly. That's horrible. You know, I don't get that. People have said that I have tried to contact people's jobs and stuff like that, but in reality, that's something that I would never do. First of all, I don't know where these people work at, so how could I contact their job?
Yeah.
Second of all, I understand that this is social media. Our real life is totally different from social media. I don't want to disturb anybody's real life. That's
Yeah.
not the person that I am. You know, that it's like two different worlds. So leave social media. The people that you're dealing with on social media one on one, y'all, do what y'all got to do on social media. But when you get to involving these people's family members, you're taking it too far.
Extremely.
You're
I
taking
mean,
it too far.
here's something that I just experienced. When somebody said that my daughter wasn't my daughter, that is probably just really my niece. Okay, that was still over the line, but I'll give them this much. At least she didn't put her name and her picture or try
Yeah.
to contact her. But you know what? Your little friends have reached out to my dad and other family members, and it's too far. And the thing is that I guess for individually we have to, and everybody's answer is going to be different, but individually we have to look at ourselves and decide, can we do anything about it?
Mhm.
If so, are you willing to? And for those and what I've done in this community is not above or below what the next person has done.
Mhm.
I've been blessed because I was able to have the free time to do the amount of research that I've done. I don't look at it like, oh, I did it better. I just look at it like I was able to have more time to do it. So I did get further than a lot of other people because
Yeah.
of that free time.
Yeah.
But then you turn around and for me, like I stop and I think I look back, okay, over 4.5 years, almost 5 years now, do I just throw it all away and delete it and just walk away? I have to do my own soul searching and say, okay, so what, even though the purpose that you started out with is not the purpose that you have now, because literally the start of this was I was looking for the replay of the Basketball Wives episode when I ran into the Kanika Jenkins case.
Mhm.
So obviously it's not the same thing anymore.
Yeah.
B's asking me for the she's asking me because I told her you were just live right now.
Oh, okay.
It was like, at different times in this case, I remember thinking and saying back at the end of 2017, I was saying, when I find out who all these people are that were at the party, then I'll be ready to walk away. And I remember being down to like just one or two people that I needed to know who they were. I felt like I was going to be okay to walk away. And guess what? When I found out who they were, I had 75 more questions that now I got to
Yeah.
get those answers. So
Yeah.
for whatever reason, I'm still here. And I feel like when I'm ready, I'll know I'm ready.
Yeah, of course. You get that knowing in your spirit when it's time for you to move on to something else. That's is just gonna happen. Um, Nobody can make you do it. Nobody can force you to do it. It's gonna happen on its own. It may not happen for a while.
Yeah.
Like for me.
Or like people suggest to me all the time about getting involved in other cases. And there are a lot of cases that I have researched, that I've even researched deeper than people even realize that I've researched.
Mhm.
But if you hit, I'm not just saying hitting brick walls, but there's certain brick walls that you can hit that you can't get around them or knock them down.
Right.
And other ones, there's some that you can get around because you've got experience in learning how to get around and go through loophole, jump through the loopholes and stuff. But at the same token, it's got to also touch you in some kind of way to make you feel connected
To doing it. Yeah.
to have that drive going that hard with that case.
Mhm.
Like the one case that with the little boy from the town that I'm from, there's a lot that I could say on that case.
The
But
little boy that drowned, Cassie.
no, he didn't drown. They've never found him.
Oh.
And it's been, gosh.
I tell you, when you posted that video, I think that was last night, huh? About the little boy that
Oh,
drowned.
that one there, yes. That was from
Oh my
Alabama.
God. I guess I was in a space of thinking, and when I saw it, it was like, oh my God. I don't know if I told you I had a grandbaby that passed when he was 2 months old.
No.
And yeah, so children's stories, small children, young children, 15, 14 and below, that really, really does something to me. It took me back to that time. And
I don't like doing the young children,
mhm.
the little ones, like Olsen, Owens West boys, because in my belly, I felt already ahead of time that there was not going to be a positive outcome,
Yeah.
but I still found myself gravitated to it, curiosity wise, where I would look in and check in and find out some things here and there.
Mhm.
The other case was the one with the boy that had the mental health issues that they blamed for killing the other little kid, that lived a couple of blocks away or whatever. I was gravitated to that because of his mental health issues in
Right. I
causing him
remember.
to commit crimes that he was committing, that type of
Right.
thing. It's just, I can't tell you what I'll be connected to, because I mean, to be honest, the only connection I really had with the Kanika case was just like the majority of the people. I have a daughter that age type thing. Well, I did at that time. My 19, I had a 19-year-old at the
Yeah.
time, should I say, and she literally had gone to a hotel party. It was the weekend after Irene's hotel party,
Mhm.
and I was like just a baby with the Kanika case and just knowing very little facts, but other than the fact she ended up dead. Okay, that's it,
Yeah.
and so yeah, it scared the hell out of me, because this was a daughter that had already been living on her own for a couple of years, but I mean, she just happened to leave a message with my husband and say, "Hey, Dad, I'm gonna be blah 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 blah," and normally she doesn't even tell us what she's doing, but for some reason now she did something out of the ordinary by telling us what she was doing. Then that kind of makes my brain do that extra overthinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Let me see if she's coming here.
B is on her way.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to find out. No, I don't know. I think she is. Let me see.
She'll probably drop by when she gets a chance. But I hadn't planned on staying on here too long. I just wanted to touch on that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's. I'm gonna put it real politely. She's having a conversation with the male right now.
Oh, okay.
And she's not giving me any details, so I don't even know why.
That's B for you, baby.
It's not. I wouldn't say he's not safe. Okay, better leave that woman alone because she's got it for.
Well, I tell you, I had a beautiful Sunday today, Cassie.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I was so relieved this afternoon when I got back home because I needed that.
Yes,
I had a great time today.
that's good. I had a subscriber that had made a donation
Mhm.
last week to me, and put a message with it, and the message was that they wanted me to take that donation and enjoy my Memorial Day and weekend, whatever, with my dad and my daughter, blah blah blah. So what I did, let me jump over here. And I just sent them right before you went live. I sent the person who sent me that donation. I sent them photographs of what I told them I was going to end up doing with it, and I sent them photographs because I did actually end up doing it. Okay, there you go. I went and I bought a big old family pack of barbecue with the trimmings. This is a dad's plate here. It's got ribs, brisket, chicken, and sausage with green beans, baked beans, coleslaw, potato salad, and garlic bread.
That looks good.
And it was good. And it's enough that's going to probably be tomorrow. It might be the next day too. And so they were overly happy for me that I did, chose to do that. I says, I told you I've been wanting some barbecue, so that's what I was gonna do. And because my sister, they got back from, they had gone to Tennessee to visit the Smoky Mountains and stuff like that, and they just got back in this evening. They did that for her birthday on the 26th was her birthday, and normally because my nephew has his birthday the 25th, my sister the 26th, and then my mom's parents, my grandma and grandpa, both are on the 27th. And then she's married to military. My dad was military. So Memorial Day, they would always kind of, do something together, make barbecue, whatever. But since they were all out of town and everybody seemed to be scattered, I was like, I still want to do something for Dad, but I really didn't want to bust out the barbecue pit and all that. So when this person did this donation, said, I want you to do something special, whatever, I was like, you know what? I'm ordering barbecue. That's it. That way I ain't got to.
That was perfect, huh?
Yep. So
today I had stuffed pork roast. Some people call it dirty rice. We call it rice dressing here where I'm at. Cornbread dressing, potato salad, and candied yams.
Oh my gosh.
And when
I'm never going to look at candy yams again the same way, I just have you know.
Huh? I didn't hear.
I said I'm never going to be able to look at candy yams the same way again, just so you know.
Oh, please don't tell me. Because then I won't be able to look at it the same way either.
I know. I'm not going to say I'm not going to eat them, but I'm just not going to brag. I don't know.
Oh, don't tell me.
They was with them wings, them little chicken wings.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I did see that.
Yes. It's like, man, you just messed up chicken wings for me.
That infamous plate lunch.
Oh my God.
Well,
comparing my plate and that plate is a big difference, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But that's good that you got to enjoy yourself today. It was long overdue for you to get that peacefulness.
Yeah, because last night I was stressing. I don't know why. I had a little anxiety last night. I'm like, I can't sleep. I went to the store at 4:00 in the morning.
Well, you know what? When you had messaged me, I was like, about factory restarting your laptop. I was like, oh, that's why I called you, because I was like, I got to get you fast.
Yeah,
you did that, and then we got to talking, and I was like, it felt like it was morning, like like during the daytime or something. It didn't feel like it was 4:00 in the morning until you had said something, and I was like, oh my goodness, that woman better not get anything happen to her at this time.
And you know how I am, Cassie. When I get a little anxiety,
that's it.
I just take off driving, and I end up in weird places that I don't even know. I have to stop doing that.
I used to do that, and I can say I got out of that. So
that's not safe.
No, it's not at all. I even did that one time walking. That was not good either, because then I had to walk all the way back to the car.
Right.
But we gotta just spur of the moment. You got to do what you got to do to make everything okay with you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I did.
I'm glad it's having that peaceful moment is necessary for everybody at times.
Mm-hmm. Well, my honey made sure of that today. I'm so proud of him.
That's good.
That's my baby.
I was going to be facetious, but I won't.
When I tell you that's a sweet man, that's how I describe him. He's a sweet person. I don't know what I'd do without him.
That's good. And everybody needs to have somebody like that.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is somebody that, when people talk about submission, I have no problem doing that.
Yeah.
Because
I think that's with anybody if you're with the right person.
Exactly.
Now, you can have submission with the wrong person, but that's called controlling. Okay.
Exactly.
But yeah. And that's it's a wonderful feeling, but it's also sometimes can be a scary feeling. But then it's also a humble, prideful feeling. I mean, it depends on where you're at in life when it's taking place.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree.
it takes a lot of trust.
It does. No trust, no relationship.
Yes, you gotta have that. All right, Miss Dana, I'm gonna go ahead and let you finish up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check on Dad. I just looked at the clock. I didn't realize it's 11:58, so I gotta go check on him real quick. But
Okay,
I'm
Kelsey.
glad we did this. It gave us a peaceful ending to today.
Yes, absolutely. I
And
agree.
hopefully people will be able to watch this on the replay and feel the same way.
Yes, I agree.
And thank
Thank
you,
you for
Boss Blake,
stopping
for
by.
jumping around.
Yeah, boss is somewhere, always somewhere, not too far away.
Yes, he
Um,
is. He stays right there though, because he's just got his hands into too many different things. So, but at least he's got his hand over us. So
absolutely.
that's cool.
He's Boss Blake is another person who you can you know I get a strong sense of his character.
There
Um,
he is. He just popped in.
and
Oh, there's B2. Hey, Shamika.
oh, you guys coming in and we fixing to go out, but I
We're
was
saying goodbye. Good night.
hey boss, I was
Boss is
ending
saying
on
yes because he's listening to us. That's what I'm saying.
hey Shamika, I was just fixing to end on you and how such a great person I think you are. Um, and I truly believe that what you often speak of. I'm not going to speak about it, but um, is going to come for you, and you're going to know it's right because of the way that person presents herself to you.
Yep.
Because I truly believe that, as the song says, God's got a blessing with your name on it.
Yep.
God's got a blessing with your name on it. Just keep being boss man Blake, the man of integrity, the man of pride and dignity, a virtuous man, I can tell. Uh, and I believe you're going to go a long way, with your talent and everything. Just remember that.
Yes.
Being you, and that person will definitely come. Because let me tell you something. For real women who want somebody that presents himself the way you do, that's what they're looking for. you know
And
um
it's hard to for me, it was always hard to decide, am I rushing this or is it being presented to me? It's hard. And the only thing you can do really is, for me, is talk to God.
yeah,
You
you'll
know,
know when it's right.
he'll knock me upside the head if it ain't, so I'm sure he'll knock other people upside the head if it ain't either. If it is, he might give you a push. Psst, get over there.
Shamika, what you doing, Shamika?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I love me some boss man Blake. I tell it to everybody.
Yeah. I think a lot of people appreciate him maybe more than he realizes.
Absolutely. He never changes. He's steady. He's firm. You know, it is what it is. And I love that. I love that. But it's not in a
Yes.
it's not his manhood is not in it's not aggressive. And
Mm,
that is attractive to a
that's
lot
true.
of real women,
That's
because real women need to see the soft side of a man.
that's
You
true.
know,
I was still
we
stuck on the firm part, but
we
that's
need
true.
to see the strength, but we also need to see that soft side, because when we see that soft side, then we know when we weak and we going through, we can just lay our head on your chest and it's okay. You won't judge us for it. You know, so I think that's very, very attractive.
I agree.
So with that being said, guys, I don't know where Shamika is. Where is
She's
Shamika D?
commenting something about that. She said talking about you. So
Oh, she must be talking to Boss.
no, I don't know. I don't. It wasn't my impression. Let me see. That it wasn't Boss that she was talking to. Nope, it was not. She just sent me a message. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It ain't nothing. Yep, it's time to end the live.
All right, Miss Cassie, thank you for
Okay.
joining the
Thank
live,
you
Boss
for
Man
having me.
Joe. I appreciate you, Shamika B. I love you too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.